It's fall, it's vest weather, it's Halloween time, which is one of my favorite holidays of the year. This week on the channel, I'm going to build a DIY jack-o'-lantern. So stick around, I'm Stoner Erickson from Erickson Design Company, and let's build something. Ta-da! Jumping into easel, I'm going to use the pen button to draw a basic jack-o'-lantern. I had a few ideas for the eyes, and the first ones didn't work, so I went ahead and I made just basic triangles. Next, I'm going to hop over to the table saw. I'm going to make this a box with 4 sides, and I'm going to cut 3 sides with the actual stencil on it. So I'm going to cut myself a piece 6 by 18 inches and one more 6 by 6. I cut a 1/4 inch sacrificial piece, and I'm going to go ahead and tape to the bottom of my 1/2 inch. That way, when it carves through, it doesn't mess up my actual tabletop. I built this awesome flip top stand for my Inventables X carve, and it's really cool because it takes up such a small footprint in the shop when I'm not using it, and it's so easy to set up. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below if you want to see how I built that. I'm going to change out the bit here to a 1/8 down cut bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and clamp my material down. I'm going to use 2 pieces of scrap wood on the back and to the right just to hold it a little extra secure. Now the Inventables comes with an easel software that is so easy to use. It's just like walks you through how to use it. So I'm going to set up the touch plate by probing it. This touch plate is awesome because it does all the work for you. It sets the height and the depth of the carve. I'll just go ahead and finish clamping down my piece and then follow the Inventables checklist to get to carving. So as this carves, let me show you how I would do this pre an X carve. Basically what I would do is I'd go ahead and I would cut my pieces, and then I would tape the top. Then I would run a drill bit down through everywhere I wanted to cut out, making a spot for my jigsaw to go into. Now why I put the tape on the top of the piece is because the jigsaw is a down cut and an up cut. It's going to really fray it out, so that tape will help minimize the blowout basically. And I would use a jigsaw and a drill to do this exact same thing. So you don't have to have the X carve to do this. While this was carving, I was actually having dinner, which is the beauty of the X carve. It's doing the work while I'm doing something else. And because I have the baby monitor inside, I was monitoring the carve on my phone, and I knew exactly when it was done. This is really important because if something goes wrong with the X carve, it could do damage to the machine and even start a fire. So it's good to have your eyes on this all the time. So if you do have to step away, make sure you have a camera on it so you can glance every now and again at it. Now I put some tabs in this, and a tab basically connects the cutout pieces to the rest of the wood so the cutout pieces don't bounce around and interfere with the spindle. So now I'm just going to take my sharp knife and I'm going to cut those out. If you like fun and creative videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Do it, and do it now. Plus, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll totally comment back. Also, if you want to support the channel, check out my store, Erickson Design Company /merch. You can get hats, t-shirts, and stickers, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram while you're at it. I do previews to all these projects, and it's a great way to stay in the loop. I'm just going to pop over the table saw and cut all these down to size. I'm just going to take a block with some 120 on it and really just clean them up. Now I'll grab my Titebond quick set glue and some pin nails, and I'm just going to pin nail it together. The nails are just to hold it there, almost like a clamp, and the glue is actually what's going to give it its strength and rigidity. Now, I'm not sponsored by Titebond, but this Titebond quick set is pretty much what I'm using exclusively on interior projects. So just remember, it's not water resistant, so you do have to use it inside. But this stuff's great. Pick some up. I'm just going to grab a paper towel here and just give it a clean up. And then I'm going to grab the sanding block and just do another rough sand on all the corners. I'm going to take just a little bit of putty and I'm going to fill the 8 holes that I have, and that's just going to give it more of a finished look. And since I'm going to be painting this, I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe off the excess putty. It'll look really finished and really clean, and I won't have to sand it off. To finish this off, I'm going to go ahead and cut a cap to close the top in. The bottom will be open so you can set it down on top of a candle or down on top of an LED light. Give the top just a quick sand, and then I'm going to take my benchtop router and do a 1/4 round over on the top just to soften it up just a little bit. Find the center and mark it. I'm going to take a 3/8 drill bit and I'm going to drill that out. I have this extra dowel pin handle that's got a 1-inch dowel and then a 3/8 inch dowel sticking out of it, and I'm going to use that as the top of the jack-o'-lantern. So I'll just mark that, cut it off. Adding a little super glue to the top and the inside and the actual dowel, and that will actually hold it for a lifetime. I'll go ahead and clean up my tools, and then I'm going to pull out my paint carousel. Now if you want to see how I built this, it is super rad to have in the shop. Check out my shop upgrade videos. There's a part 1 and part 2. I believe this one's on part 2, and it's really easy to make, and it's really nice to have something that spins around. Using up these scrap pieces of wood that normally would have ended up in the trash is actually pretty awesome, and to have it be a decorative thing for the house also is very cool. So remember, you're only stifled by your imagination. You can create anything. Just a few more pin nails to hold the top on, and let's see how it works. Wow, what a super cool project. I love the Inventables X-Carve CNC. I'm actually carving out a baseball ring stand right now, the shape of Texas. I just carved that. Now I'm actually carving a really cool tray for my wife's jewelry and her rings. So this was a super fun project. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Check out my other videos right here. And I'm Stoner Erickson from Erickson Design Company, and we built something.